to join us and be able to answer questions. We also have our crime analyst available. Over the past 27 days, we've responded to 11 calls of verified shots fired in the city of Columbia. Of those 11, we've been able to establish that 7 are most likely linked. This is not to suggest that any of the rest of them may not be. It's just those are the ones we've been able to make the connection on so far. The calls are spread over several areas of the city, and I'll call your attention to the map we provided here for you. We're going to give you copies of that if you'd like to take them with you. But primary concentration is in Beat 20. These incidents have occurred as early as 2 o'clock in the afternoon and as late as 12:30 in the morning. So that kind of gives you an idea of the time of day. We can't really even get focused on a time of day because they're apt to happen at any time. But they're primarily happening in the evening hours when many residents are moving around the city, and that to us, of course, makes them even more dangerous. If you search the internet for similar problems across the country, it does not take you long to realize that rarely is the intended target the one who pays the price. It's usually the mother or son or grandmother of someone who knows no more than what they see on the evening news. We need everyone involved to share information, tell what they know, and be willing to go to court if the time comes. That's how we're going to get this stopped. While we are working hard to gather information about these crimes and identify the players involved, further incidents will be difficult to prevent until we have probable cause to put those responsible in jail. This problem requires a partnership that must include witnesses, victims, community groups, prosecutors, probation and parole officials, and local law enforcement coming together and sending a clear message that this will not be tolerated in our community. And I'll open it up for any questions you may have.
You've mentioned witnesses, victims a couple times. How much of this ongoing problem do you think is being perpetuated with the fact that so many people won't testify when they do know something, or they won't call in, or they won't call the investigators?
What we've encountered is it's not even a matter of testifying. We're not even getting that far. We're actually having victims that won't talk to us at the scene of the crime, which is, as you can imagine, very frustrating for us because the person that was the target of the attack isn't even wanting to talk to the police. So we're coming to you guys to try to get that message out. That's what we need to happen before somebody gets killed.
Any indication why these people aren't talking to you guys?
Well, I think it's probably the culture. I think it's the people that are involved they're just thugs. And when you're engaged in criminal activity, and that's the kind of activity you engage in, then you act like a thug in your daily life. And that's what a lot of them are doing.
Are you guys going to, from here, create some sort of special unit to tackle this, or what are you guys going to do?
That's why I have Captain Richenberger here, and he has been assigned with putting an operation together. For obvious reasons, we don't want to talk about the fine details of that, but we will tell you that it will be a significant response, and that we hope it's going to assist us in getting some of these folks identified and getting them off the street.
Chief, is community policing and increasing that effort and developing a better relationship with the community, what role does that play right now, or do you think you're already doing enough?
I think we're doing enough in that regard. The problem when these kinds of things occur, it's not the law-abiding citizens that aren't helping us out. It's the folks that are involved in that lifestyle and that thuggish lifestyle that I alluded to a minute ago. The law-abiding citizens of the city respond to us just like they always have, and we need that to continue. But I think what I'm asking is even those law-abiding citizens that see evidence of this kind of activity that before it happens, go ahead and proactively give us a call and let us try to address it and get in the area. I think they're being very careful about when they're engaging in their shenanigans, if you will. I'm certain that they're very cognizant of the fact that where the police are because we're very visible. And so to them it's a game. It's a very dangerous game that they're playing, and obviously we're as concerned as everybody else in the community is.
So do you have an idea of who's responsible?
Brian, you want to address that?
We're seeing some of the same names come up in various shootings here. We do have some similarities. We're not at liberty to discuss any names at this point.
Okay, and I know that last night you guys said maybe you had an idea as well as who they're trying to target. Tell us at all about that?
Well, it's kind of hard to say without speculation. Some of the people involved, most of the people involved aren't coming forward, so we're not getting statements.
What about going back to the beginning of the series, do you have any idea what started it, what the feuds over, what the base of the problem is in the conflict?
Again, anything that I might say would be pure speculation. The people involved aren't discussing that with us, so I'd rather not speculate.
You're heading up this special unit or whatever it may be. Are you guys going to take any actions to prevent even further? I mean, before a shooting happens, what are you guys going to do from here on out?
Well, that's very difficult to say. I've got a team of officers that are looking into it. They're working as we speak right now. They're very experienced. They've done this type of work before. I can't go out and put all my cards out on the table and let you know what we're doing, but we're on it.
One of the issues that we have, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, is the time. You don't know when it's going to happen or where it's going to happen. So it's like looking for a needle in a haystack. So one of the things we're trying to do is put some proactive patrols out there that are concentrating on just this issue. And we're hoping that will result in some good outcomes.
Chief, you used the term thug a while ago. Gang used to be a bad word in Columbia. Reporters were never supposed to say gang. What about all these shootings? Are they gang related in your opinion?
I think they probably are. Whether it's in my mind or your mind or this thug's mind, if he thinks he's in a gang, he is. And we do have people in Columbia that engage in activity together, criminal activity together. And in my mind, that's a gang. And so they exist across the country, and we're no different. It's very difficult to determine. We've got to figure that we've got to have a reason for shooting at each other. That's what doesn't make any sense. So the fact that they are shooting at each other and the same names keep coming up, like the captain alluded to a minute ago, tells us that it's an ongoing feud of some kind. It's speculative at this point. We don't know that for a fact. We can only try to figure it out on our own, and the information coming in hasn't been real helpful so far.
Besides names, though, is it the same? Are y'all seeing some vehicles in each incident? Or y'all recovering the same caliber shell casings?
How many vehicles do we have listed, Jared? Do you remember?
I don't know how that's a problem.
We have as many vehicles as we do shootings, as it seems like. Particularly as the thugs are a little bit younger, they're using their mother's car or their dad's car, and it's a one-time thing. But we have vehicles that have been described very generally to us. We don't really have anything specific where we could go and get a license number and go to a particular location. But the vehicles, I think it's kind of varied. There's been some SUVs, there's been some just regular sedans, everything under the sun.
And these names, are they victims that keep popping up, or are they witnesses, or are they...
Well, I think they're victims, potential suspects, potential witnesses. They kind of run the gamut, and it depends on which incident as to how they're involved.
Chief, we've been lucky so far. No one's been hit.
Well,
shots fired.
Yeah, one guy shot in the leg, and he was involved. So,
but it was a minor injury, correct?
Yes.
This could escalate to death eventually.
Absolutely. I think that's going to be the result eventually. If we don't come together as a community and assist us in getting these people off the street.
And say, people continue to not talk to you guys and continue to not cooperate. Is there anything you can do further to make them, or how's that?
Well, no, we can't force anybody to talk to us, but we can continue to do what we can do. I guess my point in talking to you today is to tell you that that's one little piece of it. And we've got to have the help of the public. And to be honest with you, the public has to get fed up and just say we're not putting up with it anymore. And that's kind of where we are.
Chief, can you talk about this kind of, I guess, no snitch code you were referring to earlier, and how, I guess, in this culture there are issues if you do snitch, retaliation?
Well, I think it exists. That's reality. Every individual is different. But what we don't want is for people to wait around until we've got 2 or 3 people, that have been killed because of this idiocy. And that's exactly what it is. But as a community, we've got to come together. That's how we'll solve it.
What would you say to those people that say, hey, I'm afraid now to be out past dark in Columbia?
I would say use Crime Stoppers. There is a way to talk to us anonymously. No reason for you to even have to give your name. If you have information you think will help us, use that program. And we'd be happy to respond to anything that we get.
Are you worried about Columbia getting a reputation as a violent place?
we're not anywhere near the scale of a St. Louis or a Kansas City, but yeah, it's concerning. You want to be able to get these kind of things under control as quickly as you possibly can, and it really is a small, very, very small group of our population that's causing a lot of issues throughout the city, and we need to get them under control.
It seems like you guys have an idea of who's involved in this and an idea of these names coming up. Is there anything else that you guys can do other than people coming forward?
Yeah, we've been in touch with the prosecuting attorney, his office, and we've been in touch with the probation and parole department. To the extent that they can help, I'm certain they will.
Is there any outside help involved, FBI, how would anything like that? Just looking.
No, we have asked the sheriff's department. Is that correct?
We're in touch with the sheriff's department to have their personnel supplement ours.
They've had a few of their own problems we think are related to the same folks. So it's important that we work together as a team. But no, so far, just local agencies.
And I don't know if you can give us this or not, but how many people are going to be working on this?
We'd rather not say. As far as they're concerned, there's 200 out there, and that's the message I want them to hear.
Is this issue going to be brought up tonight in the city council meeting?
Not to my knowledge, unless a council member wants to talk about it.
Aren't you going to be briefing the city council and the mayor?
I've not been asked to.
Oh, did they were under that impression?
They haven't asked me.
I think the mayor made some kind of announcement, you're going to say something to the council.
If he wants me to do that, he hasn't asked me yet. That's all I can say. So it's possible. It's just a few more hours to council.
And he was, I actually spoke with him this morning, and he mentioned that this needs to stop now, or else someone innocent is going to make it.
Yeah, I think that goes without saying. Yesterday's incident was, I think I heard somebody on one of the newscasts talk about, that's not what you expect at Chuck E. Cheese. And so we're of the same opinion, and we need to get it stopped.
And what number of vehicles being used in each situation? Are these largely drivers?
It's kind of hard to say unless you have a witness that says, yeah, they just drove by and it was arbitrary and they shot at that guy standing on the sidewalk. Some of them appear to be vehicles shooting at each other. They're different.
I think in simplest terms, if someone were to ask what's being done about it here in Columbia, what would you say?
What I've told you over about the past 10 minutes is that we're very aware that we need to get out there and put a special effort into it. In fact, that's been going on since these began. We don't take them lightly, but it's, I believe, unprecedented since the 90s that we've had this many in such a short period of time. So we have been working on it. We're just reaching out to the public for their assistance, and if you see or hear anything or hear about anything, we'd like to hear about it.
Do you guys have any more questions you think of afterwards? You can, of course, send them to Officer Strong.